ICP Project HSOC 508. Slide 2, Introduction. Hello, my name is Chantel Miller. The following presentation is about my interpersonal communication and my personal journey of expanding my listening skills and the communication with other people. This presentation will describe my master goal in this process and how my behavioral blend has influenced my conversation, defining potential barriers, my communication, identifying and providing solutions to noise pollution, and finally, what would be my action plan to make my personal communication goals a success. Slide 3, Introduction. Let's start by defining what is communication. According to Stewart, he states, communication is best viewed as the continuous, complex, collaborative process of verbal and nonverbal making. Again, he states, communication consists mainly of getting your ideas across. What is interpersonal communication? According to Stewart, he states, interpersonal communication is the kind or quality of contact that happens when people involved talk and listen in ways that maximize the presence of the personal. Also, according to Long and Bond, they state interpersonal communication is a goal-driven interaction between at least two people that typically occurs in a face-to-face environment. Slide 4, my overarching goal, enlarging my conversation. My overarching goal as I endeavor to become a family counselor, I want to be able to communicate with people, overcome communication walls or barriers, and preconceived notions about individuals. In order to achieve this master goal, I must be able to look beyond color, race, ethnicity, gender, social status, cultural features, and sexual orientation in order to help bring this individual or family to a place of self-sufficiency and a healthy place. Slide 5. Overarching goal, enlarging my conversation. According to Reynolds, she states, we need more than to learn how to communicate more effectively. We need to learn how to enlarge the conversation. In other words, enlarging my conversation means bridging the gap between the listener and myself. Slide 6. Enlarging my conversation. In enlarging my conversation or bridging the gap with future clients or people I interact with every day means using the implications of culture, which is one of the 6 features of communication. The implication of culture is that your culture, you meaning yours or mine, will affect what we say and how we communicate and listen and receive communication with each other. Slide 7, background and behavioral blend. As I have journeyed through this course, I clearly saw how communication through biases affected my listening and communication skills. Enlarging my conversation as it relates to my background is as follows. I grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood, but most of my school and work relations while growing up was predominantly with Caucasians. Every office or business where I was employed, even to now, I was and still am the only African American person who works there. In my communication, I constantly had to battle between my culture and learning the culture of Caucasians. Yes, there are differences, but I had to move past those biases and begin to look at the person that I'm communicating with for who they are, but not about their color or their social status or where they come from, but just simply for who they are. My current job as a leasing agent and affordable housing tax credit manager has introduced me to the public. Meeting so many people from all walks of life has stirred my desire to counsel people, particularly families that may have gone through major transitions, hurts, disappointments, and economical stress. Many of these things I have experienced, and I know that no matter the culture, as humans, we all have suffered loss and have triumphed and gained. I want to reach and break through barriers of color, social status, and biases to help families in need to become whole again. Slide 9, background and behavioral blend. Behavioral blend is basically understanding different personality types such as the DISC personality types, and to understand how these personality types operate independently and cohesively together. The DISC personalities helps to solve the personality puzzle. Slide 10, background and behavioral blend. My personality blend is CISD, and this impacts this impacts my interpersonal communication by indicating that I am fairly adept at interpreting other people's words and actions and seeing them or seeing things from their perspective. According to my interpersonal communication assessment through Queendom, I am an insightful person. Overall, I seem to realize that empathy is an essential part of good interpersonal communication skills. So therefore, I do my best to place myself in other people's shoes in order to better understand them. Slide 11, potential barriers. In achieving my master goal, I must reduce or overcome the potential barriers in this goal. According to Stewart, some of these potential barriers is prejudice, culture clash, listening through filters, and biased listening. Slide 11 and 12. Slide 13, dealing with potential barriers. Dealing with potential barriers such as prejudice, we all have to deal with it by accepting who you are, accepting yourself for who you are. With culture clash, we have to deal with it by enhancing, recognizing, and valuing diversity. Slide 14, dealing with listening through filters, we have to deal with it by awareness, being aware of who we're talking to and what we're talking about. Biased listening, we have to deal with it by recognizing emotional red flag words. Slide 15, identifying internal and external noise pollution. Noise pollution are things that keep you from listening to the person with whom you're communicating with. Noise pollution can be like barriers or walls that keep communication from coming out or from coming in. Slide 16, identifying internal and external noise pollution. My internal noise pollutions are my emotions like being happy or sad, and red flag words such as I demand, or you got to, or you fail to. My external noise pollutions that affect me are not speaking clearly, loud noises, room temperature like hot or cold, cell phone interruptions, and fidgeting block my listening. Slide 17, solutions to internal and external noise pollutions. The internal noise pollution of emotions and red flag words can be solved by not ignoring them, that these emotions or words bother me, but I should recognize them, accept them, and decide what to do with their energy. In other words, I should learn how to control them and not let those things control me. Solutions to external noise pollution. The external noise pollution can be solved by actively focusing on the person talking, control my environment by removing myself from the distraction, or simply and politely asking the person creating the distraction to please stop. Slide 18, my action plan to making personal communication goals a reality. My action plan is a 12-step plan, so I'm going to go through it. Starting with action 1, keep God first in my communication. Number 2, I will endeavor to start and end with a positive attitude. Number 3, I will endeavor to become a level 1 listener, which is an emphatic listener. Slide 19, number 4, in my personal communication, I will take the initiative to find out what the talker knows, show interest, and engage the talker until it becomes a two-way communication. Number 5, I will implement the talker listener card. Number 6, I will work at listening. Efficient listening takes energy. I will practice listening actively and energetically. Slide 20, number 7. In my personal communication goals, I will make meaningful notes. Mentally or written, I will remember and jot down important information to enlarge my conversation. Number 8, I will resist external distractions. I will be a focused and active listener and remove myself from what externally distracts me. Number 9, I will hold my rebuttals and watch for hot buttons. That's important. 21, number 10, I will keep an open mind and ask questions to clarify for understanding. I will endeavor not to be judgmental and give the talker my undivided attention. Not attack, but ask questions to clarify. Number 11, I will analyze nonverbal communication. I will watch my body language and others. I will listen between the lines for hidden meanings. I'll be sensitive to the talker's feelings. And number 12, I will endeavor to listen without biases and evaluate content. I will see a clean slate and hear the heart of the matter. These are my goals to bring my interpersonal communication to a reality. Thank you all so much for listening to my presentation. I hope this will help you and help all of us as we endeavor to be better listeners. Thank you.